r/AskReddit. What was your most memorable Minecraft world? A friend of mine made one called Cheesing, and it wasn't defined by crazy complex buildings, but rather by dozens of entirely self-sufficient and safe rest stops. Most of the paths were marked by simple 2-block high cobblestone with torches, usually just under the draw distance limit on his computer. This world was fucking massive. The only effective way to travel between some areas he built was through the nether, and in some cases you'd have to travel for over an hour in real time to get anywhere. There were a few impressive structures. My friend preferred to work with the shape of the land and available local resources. It's amazing what you can do when working part-time. Back when Minecraft started, 1.3 IRC, when they added beds, I was playing with a group of friends on a server where we each made a small city with our base in it, and a minecart system, to travel from one place to another. That server wasn't our, but we never saw anyone else on it, not even the owner. Spent a few years on it, until the owner of the server privatized it. Edit, hey, thanks for the silver, but after this, we kinda all stopped playing Minecraft, and went on MMORPGs and MOBA, so that wouldn't happen again. That's stupid of them. They wanted to use the city for themselves. That's stupid of them. Friend owned and ran the second largest survival server in Australia at the time, AskReddit IRC, on which I was a mod. Each mod had their own town which players could join, or they could create their own, if they had 4 other players willing to join them. I had a large desert town called Salora which had some pretty skilled builders living there, and they made it look fantastic. This was until the owner and other mod decided to declare war on Salora. At this point sandstone had just been added in, and was quite strong. So I made like Trump and built a wall. It looked pretty short of those builders. We defended Salora hard right up, until the update came that made sandstone break super easily. At this point Salora was ransacked, and my town became a group of guerrilla fighters who led a stealth mission into the owner's town, built a series of strategically placed tunnels, and blew the place sky high. Man, this makes me want to play Minecraft. Fuck, I miss Minecraft. It was the only game you could turn into any other game. Survival? Yes. Sandbox? Yes. PvP? Yes. Strategy? Yes. FPS? Kinda. Binge player? Hell yes. Multiplayer? Hell yes. Story? You make your own. It still exists. When I was younger, I used to play Minecraft on the console with my mom and sisters. We had one world on creative where we would build. My mom loved building. She especially loved lapis ore, and would go on creative and build houses and pools. I remember when she built a massive hotel made of wool, with each room furnished with pictures and beds. Each layer was a different color. It was Rainbow Hotel. She once took an entire mountain, hollowed it out, and covered it with gold blocks. It was completely empty inside, aside from torches. We named the world after it the Golden Mountain. Then we loaded up a survival world and her chest got blown up by a creeper. She hasn't played since. Tweaked the settings until I got a massive mushroom biome peninsula as my spawn solely because I liked the color of the grass when it grew. Took days. With how much work I put into it, I really should have saved it all somewhere. Did a whole fucking city under a glass dome, and next to it a stadium the size of the entire city. I tried this multiple times, but instead all of my worlds just have a sad, small dome near the shore. My son was young, and he and his friends did challenges together, where they'd make superheroes, like large ass statues. They were actually surprisingly good. He'd show them to me from time to time, and I always thought they were cool. So one day, Gwenpool is there, but she'd been there a while. Cool. Except I see something weird around her crotch area. I ask him. He doesn't know. So we go over and there is now one block of glass at that area, and we see a pig moving around inside her. I break the block by accident. I swear I don't know how you aren't destroying everything you built when you play that game. Or I'm just crusty and old. Anyways, I do that, and the pig falls out, and then tons of animals start coming out. My son says, I didn't know she was pregnant before. One day I was doing laundry and stuff, going back and forth by my son's room, watching him and his friends being all super serious, carefully crafting humongous Steve and Alex statues. They did a terrific job on these statues. Then they took buckets of water and made them both look like they were peeing all over the village they built them by. I had to hide in the laundry room and laugh my ass off. He's going to go far in life. My fucking server world. My mate and me had our own public server. We had over 40 active player. Everything was built in survival mode without mods and shit. The community was awesome. Now, I recently discovered a fucking fan-made trailer for my old server. The nostalgia hit me like a truck. And I don't have the world file anymore. Makes me seriously mad. I didn't name it, so Minecraft named it itself, Fred. All lowercase. Mind you, this was an early pocket edition, when I was about 7 to 8, so the most valuable thing I had was a hotel made of dirt. I had chickens in the basement and chests, because the chickens liked them, and would stick their faces in them. This world was very special to me, though I only had iron tools. I always played on peaceful back then, because I was terrified of mobs. PTSD after a spider one hit killed me once I worked up the courage to actually attack it. Glitch. Anyway, the hotel was a 2-story square dirt house in a snowy biome next to a frozen pond. I have no idea why that world was so special to me. I played on it every chance I could. Unfortunately, I was forced to delete it when an update rendered it unplayable. Jesus, this sounds exactly like me. I don't play, but my 6-year-old daughter discovered that as you feed shrimp to cheetahs in the game, they turn into house cats. So she went around domesticating cheetahs and built them a giant cat condo community to play on. She really likes cats. I feel like she won't be happy to know that there are now stray cats you can rescue around some villages. I created a roller coaster when I was 11. It went through every biome and ended in a castle. I found the world on an old SSD and I almost cried. I left myself a note at the end, which I didn't remember. Be happy, be a horny/depressed teen. Now that was the most wholesome part of my day. Love the description, horny depressed teen, cause that is definitely me right now. I once built the Pentagon alone, 200 plus hours of work, and my data just flew away. It was the CIA that made it fly away. That's pretty legit. I built St. Mary's Cathedral once and happily said that's the end of reconstructions for me. It took ages. I've only really played one survival world since beta 1.7.3. The world is mangled and weird now from all the terrain changes, but I still like it. Notably, about 100 foot or so from my house is a tumor that glitched itself into existence. It's a large clump of random blocks that spews water and lava. There's even command blocks in there. I would genuinely love to see this. I tried the Galacticraft mod and spawned literally right next to a fallen meteor. Now, when I say meteor, I mean a huge hunk of fallen sky rock that has left a massive crater. Oh, and there was a freaking ravine underneath it that was only partially visible from above. I put up a wall around the crater and dug my base into the sides. The ravine became my mine. I also mined all but the base of the meteor and used it as the launch area for my rockets.